So today I'm behind the wheel of a 2021 Lexus IS 350 F Sport, and I'm going to showcase all the features of the interior of this thing. So let's get to it. So like normal, starting from the left, your normal window switches, door locks, your rear view mirror controls. Down low, you got some hidden buttons, camera views, you got your automatic headlights, the rear blinds for the rear window, and your odometer settings, as well as the gauge cluster, like dim level down on. So you have a nice circle design gauge cluster. So right now it's an eco. If you go to normal, it changes. Sport changes, and Sport Plus is much inspired by the Lexus LFA. Now, another thing inspired by the Lexus LFA is the ability to move the gauge like the LFA does by pushing a button on the steering wheel, and then it slides over. And that reveals a little bit more information. So right now it's on the gear position screen, which I'm in park. But if I were, there you go, put it in drive, gear position shows up. But you also can change what that shows. G-force, you know, eco indicator, drive info 2, drive info 1, and then you can blank it out if you wanted to. Tire pressures, just leave it G-force, I guess. And if you slide it back, you saw the fuel gauge is over on the right, your temps over on the left, and the odometer over on the left below. And temperature on the left, the outdoor temperature over the left on top, and your time on the right on top. But if you slide it over, that information turns into little bar graphs below. Taking a little step back, how I was controlling that, first off, how to slide the screen over is this button right here. It's kind of like a page button. Slides the screen over. And once slid over, how I was changing the information in that segment, so of drive information, going up and down, going left, right, will change what segment of information you're in. So this is the compass, navigation, you got your media, lane stuff, messages, and these are just the settings for all that. So I usually just leave it in this screen and just cycle between what I want it. You have your volume controls over on the left. This will control, this is basically your tuner settings. So if you want to change a radio station, I have the volume off, but you go up, down on that. Mode changes, you know, if you're on radio station, it's going to be AM, FM, like that. Your normal phone settings are on the left, and this is where I was changing the page button. This is how you go back. These are lane departure and sensor settings. You have some nice paddle shifters on the back of the steering wheel, obviously like normal, down a gear, up a gear, plus minus. Start the vehicle, the start stop button is up here. It's cool for not having to search behind the steering wheel, where is it, or down low. It's always up here. You have a nice crisp clear display, which can show media. Pushing the menu button, you can have your wherever you are, your audio. That's where I am, now you know. Audio, pushing the menu, you got phone, which is not connected, you got apps, which you need to update, but I'm not going to do that during this video. You can project stuff from your phone, so like Apple CarPlay, things of that nature. Info, you got your trip speed, things of that nature. You can have traffic incidents, weather, vehicle alert history, and even an owner's manual up here. And then you can have the whole screen be climate controls. And then going back, let's just put it back on audio. You can see there's also ability to have a second screen. So you have your nav, audio, that trip information, and in those screens you can kind of move around as well. I usually just leave it on the climate. Going below that, the staple of most Lexus vehicles, the nice clock. You got your fence to the left and the right of that. Going down, you have the physical climate control buttons. So you could change it up here, and you can also change it down here. They're not really buttons, it's kind of like a touch sensitive area. You have your vent speed, you got your hazards below that. Then you get into your media controls. You've got your tuner button on the right, and you got your power and volume button on the left, like in many cars. You got a CD player slot, radio, media, track buttons, normal. This thing comes with a Mark Levinson premium surround system, so the speakers are sprinkled throughout the vehicle, and you got a nice little plaque right here to show that. Let me adjust the camera, just give you a better view. So below that, you have ventilated, or I just call them AC seats. You got, you got heated, and then you got ventilated AC seats. You got a heated steering wheel, and the passenger gets that as well, minus the steering wheel, of course. Going below the passenger side, so this is where I was adjusting the screen to show from different modes. So Eco to the left, and then to the right twice will be Sport, and then Sport Plus. To get back in normal, you push it down. You got a snow mode, which obviously, like the name suggests, you use it in the snow. Traction control off, and then the hold button. So if you're at a red light, put your foot on the brake, you push this, the car will hold for you and save your foot from being in a lot of traffic. To the left of that, you have your gear lever. There is no button you have to push to select gear. Just put your foot on the brake and pull back. So you got reverse, neutral, drive, and then if you kick it over, you can select gears. Up a gear is forward, down a gear is back. Let's put it in park to be safe. One of the things that is gone from this generation is that little mouse trackball thing. Now you get a touchpad, as well as the screen I just showed you is touchscreen. I personally choose the touchscreen nature of the screen. I just use the menu button to get around faster, but I don't really personally enjoy this track mouse or this laptop-like trackpad. To the right of that, you get two cup holders. And then you have a nice little cubby hole, which features two USB ports, an auxiliary headphone jack port, and what I call your cigarette lighter port. And it's pretty deep, probably about 5 inches deep. Give you a look at what the interior looks like from the passenger side. You have your glove box right here. You push the button, releases. This is a pre-production vehicle, so that's what that plaque states. This is what the interior seats look like. Same as in the back. It also features a sunroof. And the sunroof controls are right in front of that. There you have the interior of the Lexus IS 350 F Sport. If there's something I missed chatting about, let me know in the comments below. Love to chat with you. Thanks for watching.